Hi everyone, Tracey here from Uniquely Creative. I'm going to show you how I made this layout today. First of all, I took a piece of 12 by 12 white paper and I gessoed it and let that dry, and I just used a clear gesso. Then I took our Uniquely Creative watercolor paints and I started activating those just by adding a little bit of water, and just went through and did the colors that I wanted to do. Then I've waited for my gesso to dry. Obviously this was pre-gessoed, and I'm going to use the rainbow colors from Pearl's little t-shirt here. So I'm going to start with yellow. So I literally just got the watercolor paints, added a bunch of water because I really just wanted it to be really loose water, and started painting the rainbow on, starting with the yellow. Then I added some pink. And these are our paints, so they're really highly pigmented, so I didn't want it too bright, so I added heaps of water for this part to give that really nice watery colour. Then I've got the light blue from our paints next, and then I think I moved into the aqua green. So I literally just took the rainbow from her t-shirt. That was my inspiration for this. Pearlie loves rainbows, and there's actually a rainbow behind her in this photo, and she really loved it. So I just wanted the colors to kind of blend a bit more, so I just went back to the pink and the purple there and blended them just a little bit more, and then you can see I'm just touching that up, and I want the green and blue to blend a bit more too. So once that was done, I just picked it up and let it run just a little bit for the colors, got the look I wanted, and had a little bit more intense color, and I just kind of, when I was happy with that, I just put that aside to dry. I actually did this layout over about 3 weeks, so came back probably, and it was about a week later, and I decided that it needed some flicks. So I just activated the paints again, got them all watered up, and just went through the exact same colors as I did before, added a whole bunch of water, and just literally flicked the exact same color straight over top as I did last time I did it. So went through and did that. So yeah, this was probably a 3-week project. So once I was happy with all of my flicks, I literally put that aside again and just let that dry. I then came in with my Endless Potential stamp, and I wanted to hand color the flowers, but this time I decided to use Zig Markers, not our paints, just because these are so beautiful to give a really soft watercolor effect, but I wanted to match the colors up with our paints. I have a full list of all the colors I've used over on the Uniquely Creative blog, which is on our website. Just click on the blog link and you'll see what I did. Okay, so I started with 2 yellows, a lighter one and a brighter one, and I came in and I just started from the center, working my way out. I mixed quite a lot of water with these zigs, and this is the Tim Holtz mixed media matte, the glass mixed media matte that I've coloured these onto, just in case you were wondering. And so I'm going through to do it on my yellow one, and I'm just popping in the original first shadows. This is wet on wet. Okay, so then I wanted that to dry a little before I did my next layer of colour, so I'm starting on my pink flower. So I have got the pink one, same deal. I've just got a little bit of water, and I'm just putting my first shadow down onto the petals on the flower, and I'm just coming through and I'm adding all the colours in where I think the shadows are going to drop on the first layer for that. I try to do 2 flowers or 3 flowers, sometimes even more of amount of time, because I don't want the 2 colours running into each other. So if you see how the pink petals of this flower are right next to the yellow ones, if I had continued that yellow right to the edge, it's going to be wet on wet, and those 2 flowers will bleed into each other, and I didn't want that to happen. So I have just done the inside of the yellow, then I've done the pink one. Now I'm coming back into my yellow one, and I'm dragging out some of that colour and just filling in the rest. I've added some more of the yellow in, and I'm just filling in a bit of the shadows, and I decide later on that I don't think it's bright enough. I've decided right now it's not bright enough, and I want to bleed some of that brighter yellow in. So this is still wet on wet. It's quite intense wet on wet. My pink flower has dried a bit now, so this is wet on dry, and I'm adding in more intense. I haven't watered down my pink as much this time, and I'm just adding in where the shadows are dropping, and it's not as watered down, it's more intense colour, bringing it through. So this was wet on dry, letting those shadows form a second layer darker on there. I just added some more of the intense purple for the center. Okay, so I've just decided I'm going to do a little bit of the green leaves just because I just wanted it to dry a bit more. So I'm going, okay, this is way too wet, so I want it to dry. So I'm going to work on putting my sentiment stamp on the background of my page. So I have got my Tim Holtz stamp press out. You can use a Misty, whatever you've got. And I've laid my stamp on the layout actually where I want it to be. So I'm just getting some washi tape because I don't trust any of these stamp presses because they all move on me, and those little magnets do not hold my paper there. So I just take a couple of pieces of washi tape. I use this all the time and I'll reuse these pieces 10 times, and I've just put it on the edges to hold it in place. Now I'm going to ink up my stamp. Now this stamp is from our Spring Bouquet stamp set. So I've just inked this sentiment up, and I'm just going to push down on there. And it says, smile like it's always spring, I think, from Member, because she is just in this gorgeous spring bouquet of our Endless Potential flowers. All right, so this is dry. So this is really intense wet onto dry this time. And I'm really coming in with my darker color, adding my shadows in as it's dried, and I am just now, so I used a really intense color, and then I just picked up water and blended it out with straight water because I was using such intense color. Same deal on here. So I've used the intense color and then I'm just blending it straight out with water, nothing else. And I just wanted to add a few more touches, direct pen onto the page, and that was wet and dry. Sorry about the light now. I was doing this in the afternoon, and the sun was setting when I was doing this and filming, and I didn't actually realize how intense the sun was getting. I was just in the zone and painting. So same deal with the leaves. I do a little bit of bring the marker straight onto the page regularly as well, just to finish that off. Okay, so once it dried, I just wanted to show you guys that although this is a cluster stamp set, we have designed this so you can cut them out individually. And there's a little trick to getting it cut out, because it's like I could never fussy cut this perfectly on that black line. So I'm just cutting it out, and you can individually cut all these flowers out. As I said, that's how we have designed this stamp. So once you cut it out, you're going to get yourself a black Tombow marker or a black memento marker. I'm using the memento marker here, and you're just using the very edge of the pen to go around and draw that black line in that you may have missed off. It really fixes up any messy cutting out. It's really great. So new day, more continuing on this layout, and I am just going to start this layout. These little photos are 2 by 3 inches, and I am just mounting them up on a piece of cardboard pizza box that my kits come in, and I'm just layering them up onto the page, because look, you could use foam mount. If you've got foam mount, go for it, but I just find that using little scraps of cardboard works so much better for me. So I use a combination of foam mount and cardboard to layer up all of my flowers. So I just kind of place them onto the layout first to kind of get an idea of how I want to place them, and then I start gluing them straight on. This is 450 glue that I use, and I'm also 450ing my foam dots on, because I've been scrapping now for a good 10 years, and what I've learned is the adhesive on foam mount is not great and it will come off. So I always 450 my foam mounts on, no matter what I'm doing with my scrapbooking and card making, because if you want it to last, that's what you do. So I have got different heights. So I've got the flat layer, I've got the foam mounted layer, and then directly on to the photo layer. So these flowers are mounted over 3 different levels, so just to give that texture. I'm now going to use all the leaves I cut, and I also cut out a couple of leaves from our doodled flower die and from our, I think it was our foliage bloom die as well. So just a couple of different leaves from the different dies that Uniquely Creative do. And then I'm just going to layer those white ones in with the hand painted leaves that I made from the Endless Potential set, and we're going to come through and just stick those into the layers, and then that's pretty much it. It is just a matter of just adding a couple of leaves in, and the layout is done. Although this layout took me 3 weeks, literally you could probably achieve this layout in about an hour if you are quick at painting and you enjoy it. So that's it, guys. It's just fill the layers in till you're ready at all the different heights and think that you're finished. Thanks so much for watching me create this layout today. I had heaps of fun making it. It's one of Pearl's favourites. I love our new Endless Potential stamp set, and I know that it is fantastic for card making but also for scrapbooking too. So you can subscribe to our YouTube channel here and watch more clips, and thanks so much for watching. We will see you next time. Thanks guys, bye.